Glad you're all here, and I am delighted to be able to introduce my friend Ted Holladay. I'm going to tell you a few things I find interesting about Ted. For one thing, Ted is a really big thinker. He's been involved in some of the biggest, coolest design projects in Santa Cruz over the past couple of years. He also services national and international clients. But at the same time, he is really exquisitely detail-oriented. And I know this from personal experience. Several months ago, Ted and I and Matthew and some other friends, we created a magazine in 46 hours. And 30 minutes before the deadline for that magazine, Ted and Conrad and Eric, his guys, were in a really interesting debate about font size and kerning. It was fascinating. It was excruciating. Another thing about Ted is he is a wild man. Ted occasionally walks around Santa Cruz with a hat with a picture of a rooster on it, and underneath that the word cock. So what is this wild man's idea of a good time? Basically, quiet nights at home with Carolyn, pack the kids in the Airstream and go camping, or go up to the city and sail around the bay in his sailboat. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Ted is bipolar. I'm sorry, but Ted represents everything I love about this community. He does things his way, and he's really doing big things. So I'm proud to be able to introduce him.
Hello. The lights. Okay, Eric, thank you so much. That was sweet. Really. Okay, last week I was trying to think of what I should talk about. I love fashion, I love design, I love photography, topography, like what should I focus on? I couldn't figure it out. So I have this website that I often go to for peer review, for insights from friends and people that I respect. It's called www.facebook.com. And so I went to this website. Oh, I need to pull up my phone because I need to read this actually. I apologize. So I posted something on there asking for feedback on what I should talk about. And what I said was, this is last week, who is going to Event Santa Cruz next week? I am. And I will be the second speaker. Figuring out what to talk about, ideas, anyone, okay? So I was thinking I was going to get a flood of ideas from friends, artists, business owners, that sort of thing. First comment that I got from my good friend Eric Zworzinski, who is here, who works with me, he's sitting right over there. His comment said, "Your hair." Not going to do that. Okay. So I said, ooh, great idea. So then the second one was from my good friend Karen. She owns Echo Antiques here in town. Lovely place. I'll talk about her later. She says, talk about Echo and your hair. So, anyways, my hair has a role in this, and you'll find out. So I let it go for 2 days, and I came back to it, and I was like, maybe there's another comment there, another couple comments. Somebody's got to recommend something. And I came back and saw nothing other than my comments, like LOL, haha, thanks guys, not. Like I saw all those comments there. There was nothing else. And I thought, you know what, I love a creative challenge. Let's go with Echo and your hair. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Here we go. Let's start with my hair. Okay. I love the brand Imperial for pomades and that sort of thing for my hair. I've used them for the last year or so. To do my hair, I use a little bit of pomade, and then I blow dry it, and then I use a little bit of shiny pomade, and then like 4 cans of hairspray to keep this up like it is right now. Beyond that, though, I get my hair cut at Johnny's barbershop on Mission, and Johnny's rocks. If you haven't been to Johnny's as a gentleman here, you should go. After I leave Johnny's, I feel like everything is in proper place. Every hair has been touched, and every hair has been taken care of. So it's not expensive. And it's a proper barbershop where there are 3 chairs, 3 barbers, and they actually have Playboys, like an old barbershop would. I love it there. Johnny's barbershop is perfect. I actually recommended Johnny to, this is going to ramble, okay? This is the way I work. I have recommended Johnny to a friend of mine, Vanessa, who owns Cameron Marks over on the west side, over by Kelly's, to do a collaboration. Vanessa closed down one of her shops and was going to redo the store and make some changes. I recommended, hey, let's bring in some men's clothing, because all she was selling was women's clothing, pots, bowls, scarves, like gift stuff. And it's beautiful stuff. It's the most amazing store in Santa Cruz. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend you go. So she said, yeah, I'll bring in some men's stuff. I helped her pick out the first season's clothing. I helped her design the new countertop where you pay for all your stuff. Rebranded the store, did all the new signage, all kinds of stuff. Loved it. So I introduced Johnny and Vanessa, and she launched the new store and had men's stuff there. And we thought, let's have barbers there at this trunk show launch event for your new store. And you can come in and shop for jeans as a guy for this launch opening night and get your hair cut at the same time. And it was a huge success, and I know Johnny would love to do something very similar. So I met Vanessa years before when I was doing a personal photo essay project that I called Impact 831. And I called it that because I was noticing businesses in Santa Cruz that are changing the face of our town, whether it be for us or for tourists or whoever it might be. I was noticing places like Verve, Swap, El Salchichero, Cameron Marks, Fuse Architects, and I could go on. I just called them up and said, can I photograph you guys, because I feel like you're doing something important here and I want to document it. And so I did, and there's a website that I have called impact831.com, and you can look at some of the photos there. And yeah, I was stoked about that. Met a lot of people, just a personal photo essay project, met a lot of new clients that way. Through that, there's this new magazine that's coming into town called Edible Monterey Bay Magazine. The editor, Sarah, calls me up and says, hey, I saw your website with all your photos, and I love it. You have to shoot for my magazine. I want you to shoot for the first issue. So I shot probably 10 to 15 different locations for various articles for the first issue, and I've shot for every single issue since, except for the last one. And I'm very proud of that. The second and third issue, I actually landed the cover as the photographer. Never done that before. I was so stoked and proud. Yeah, I mean, never done that before. So along with that, Edible is a nationwide magazine. It's not just Monterey. There's Edible Brooklyn. There's Edible San Francisco, Napa. They're all over the place. I don't know how many there are. I think there's 50, 75, something like that. And so Monterey Bay is just one of them. And I get a call from Sarah, the editor, at night, and she's at some award show for all of the Edible magazines. And she says, Ted, your ad, I was running a full-page ad for Impact 831 as part trade for photographing in the magazine, and she said your ad won nationwide, out of all the magazines, won best ad series nationwide, and I was stoked on that. That was super cool, and that was just from a personal photo essay project that I had. So another magazine, which Eric mentioned earlier, you stole my thunder there, is Instant Magazine. So Eric and Matthew, which you all know, came to me in my studio and said, hey Ted, we want to do a magazine, and we want to do it over a weekend. And I was like, sweet, that sounds awesome, let's do that. And it's at Tech Raising at Cruzeo, and we did it. We named it, designed it, photographed it, wrote it, and had it ready to download as a digital version or order for print by the end of the night, Sunday night. And I feel very, very proud about that. Yes. So the first issue, we have 2 issues out. The first issue, on the cover, we were focusing on Lloyd Tabb, who's kind of an icon in the tech world. I was told I have to photograph him for the cover, and I was like, okay, that sounds great. And I was told by 2-3 people, this guy does not like his photo being taken, like at all. He's very shy, very nervous about it, and so I was getting nervous about it because I hate my photo being taken, like, hate it. So I grabbed Lloyd, met him, took him into a hallway at Cruise.io, took his picture, just matter of fact, straight on against the wall. He loved the photo so much that he uses it for Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn profiles. And he said, I've never had my picture taken like that before. Second issue of Instant Magazine, I was to take a picture of Saul Lippman, which a lot of people here I'm sure know. He is an icon here in Santa Cruz. He's amazing at developing, creating apps, and building teams and that sort of thing. And he built so many teams that he and his teams were bought out by AOL, and then he eventually left that, which is good. I'm glad that he did. And he's back here in Santa Cruz, and he's doing his own thing. So to know Saul, he's not to be taken seriously. He's kind of a jokester. He does not wear suits. He likes to play games and that sort of thing. He likes to surround himself with people of the same mind. So I wanted to show Saul in a different light. I wanted to put him in a suit in an environment that he might even feel a little uncomfortable in. And so I said, Saul, put a suit on, and I'm going to find a location. So I called my good friend Karen at Echo Antiques. And she said, yes, Ted, you can use my space. And what Karen has at Echo Antiques is this massive warehouse just full of anything you could imagine. If you want a stuffed pheasant, if you need an armoire, if you need some mid-century modern furniture, she buys whole estates and stores them and sells them. You can go to her place and walk through, wander through, and pick anything out and buy it. And it's amazing. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Echo Antiques. So I said, Saul, let's go down to Echo Antiques, and I know there's going to be a spot here, right, where there's going to be like chairs and stuff where I can take a photo. And so I did find a spot where I could have him lay down on a chase lounge with his suit on, and there's an armoire in the background, and I grabbed some gilded lamps and a stuffed pheasant and put that into the shot. And it was Saul as like this dignitary kind of a shot, and the shot came out lovely, and I thought it was great. So Johnny is here somewhere. Johnny, can you stand up? There's Johnny. Johnny, can you actually stay standing up, please? Thank you. Karen is here as well, somewhere. There's Karen from Echo Antiques. Wait, folks, stand up. Stay standing up. So you guys don't know each other, do you?
We met.
Oh, you ruined it. No, so what I was going to say is I want you guys to meet, and I want you guys to know each other. There's actually, like, I don't know, a link between the two of you with your style and with your style. I think this is going to bring this whole story full circle and make me very happy.